This is Daf Yerushalmi Demai. In the article Osma edition, we're on Daf Samach Vav Amud Aleph, and we're the second line, Rabbi Yaakov Bar Zavdei, and in the Vilna, we are on Daf Amud Aleph. One, two, three, four, five, 6 lines down. 5 lines down. Yaakov Bar Zavdei. The Gemara says, Rabbi Yaakov Bar Zavdei Shem Yavo is Tavis. Lo zachi b'zayv melevi Rabbi Yoshi B'Arka. So the Shaitar Yisrael changes Itavis Velo, it's Velo, to Hachi Samart. This is the way to learn it, which makes sense. Zachi Zavdim and Levi Rabbi Yoshi B'Arka. It's the opposite of what it says here in Argyr, so. But it makes sense. He was Mazakin him. Since he was Zakin him, so since Rabbi Yoshia was able to make the Tanai of Rabbi Yoshia was Chal even on these payros, which of this woman, when Yaakov Bar Zavdei was Mazakin these payros to Rabbi Yoshia. Okay, that's the end of that Ma'aser from yesterday. He probably should have done this yesterday. Now he starts something new. You have to remember your Tanai for the Tanai to be effective. It has to be something which you have in mind. You don't have to stipulate it again, but you have to remember it. Shim Bar Yochai said, no, that's not good enough. So you have to actually enunciate it in order for it to be effective. Wait a minute. If you verbalize it, so that looks like you're Masakim Bon on Shabbos. That should be a problem, right? So therefore, how could you verbalize it? So the Amar Lei, he said, all the Achronim change the next word to Adehit Nona. And he says, since he was already made the Tanai on Erev Shabbos, even though he's staying on Shabbos, it's not Mechse Kimisaki. Okay, it's obviously this Mechse is Mechse vis-a-vis he himself. So this it's not Mechse even for him because he made it Tanai for Erev Shabbos. So it should be Adehit no Tanoi. Rabbi Yerboikum Rabbi Zira, Vein also Mishum Ovdan Ochlin. So Bnei Moshe says this be Tmiya. So it's not Sharei Hachumas Meiser Shemavri Shlomacha Iyam Shalochlo. Back in the day when they could still give it to the claim, but here you can't eat it and you can't give it. It's a loss, right? To destroying the food. So the Amalei Mifaro Koshu. So he said let's say Bnei Moshe. He tears it apart. Chumas Meiser, mat little by little, piruin, koshu, and in crumbs, which are koshu, shemen kazais, less from shumal yibrochlim. Even if it's only din kazais, not in less than kazais. Rabbi Yerboikum Zira. Oh yeah, that's another question. But ain't also mishum gezel. The Ba'abais doesn't give me rishus to. Ba'abais gives me rishus to eat at his table. That's giving rishus to take Chumas Meiser at his table. So it's a gezel. I'm stealing it, right? So the where it says, "Amay rotu she'elo nachasuach." No. When you're the by the Baal you want to eat in a way which you're going to have your guest and not a guest. He wants you to eat and be happy. So therefore, if that's what it takes to make you happy, he gave you a plate anyway already. I don't know why exactly it's a tight issue, but you don't have to finish everything in a plate. But he's saying, since he wants you to be happy and have nachas, so therefore he's okay with you doing whatever you do in order to be able to eat the food. The words the rabbis argue. Rabbi Yitzchak, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda, Shmuel Rabbi Yitzchak tells us a story. Rabbi Yossi Yehuda, they're a guest by certain Babas. So the Moshe adds, the lawyer Mamina lo Mises, they didn't believe in his Mises. Loch Baal Lashon Hara Echad, V'amar Baal Bayis, and somebody who's about Lashon Hara knew that they weren't trusting him. He told Baal Bayis, Tei Daitcha, pay attention. They suspect, so they can't imagine they didn't fix it to give them lechol teeth. For Yoshav lo zeh, Baal Bayis, so Baal Bayis sat down there. Ma'ayin, he was paying attention. Mashgiach. And they aleim, Amayasu, what they're going to do. So she said Mashgiach aleim, when they saw that this guy was being Mashgiach on them, also that's on Kimazakin, Elu is Ochin Derech Schok. It means that they're playing a game with the food. And while they're playing, they were masakin. They left what they meistered over, and they didn't eat it. So so again, Rabbi Yitzchak, Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda, Yisrael is about Bayisecha. Azal lishna bisha. Amalei have daitcha. Dinu machshirach. Pay attention. They are so suspicious of you. Yosef lay ma'ayni alone. He sat and was looking at carefully. Found avdi nafshin mizarkin ilim masakin. So they tossed one to each other and were masakin it that way. So Avid's question is, what happened to Rotza Babais? The Babais wants them to sheyelo nachas ruach. Right? They have to resort to this ruse. The Babais wants them to have nachas ruach. So the Roto, he wants them to have nachas ruach. Elad lo boy but not at the expense of suspecting him. So therefore, they want to. He's okay with what they do as long as there's no manifest suspicion of him in their in what they're doing. And by playing, they took away the suspicion. My understanding, which Reb Chaim said before about Mefaro, another advantage of Mefaro is, says Reb Chaim, is that the piece is going to be so small that the Amartz is not going to come to eat the Chumas Meiser by mistake. Okay. Says more further. Tani, Rabbi Yehuda Oser. So, going back to the Mishnah. Going back to the Mishnah. So it's not the Mishnah itself, but the Brisa says that on our Mishnah, which allowed you to make it tonight, we have that Rabbi Yehuda Aser. Why do you aser? My time, Rabbi Yehuda. Yeshua Masnel Davar Shem Rishus. So I can make it tonight. So which not Rishus? It's not going to be yours till tomorrow. Mod Rabbi Yehuda Shu Holech V'Lokech Mimakam Shalokach Zeh Ma'asron. So Rabbi Yehuda concedes the point, the fascinating thing, that you can go to the seller from which this Amoretz bought it, and take off from that Demai on this Demai. So it seems very strange because what you're mashing on is not Birshuso. So evidently this is, I guess, a Kulin Demai. And we say that since it comes from the same seller, so therefore it has the same status, and therefore you can take off the Meiser from this second Mai on the first Mai. But that's also strange. That's what it says. What good does it do? I have such a kula, he's still being mavish on which not is. Rabbi Yehuda said, also so kamocha pairs tefillin chavero. So they gave the status of somebody who inadvertently sold, or now it's the tshuva, he sold fruit which was tevel to his friend. Like we learned, somebody sells fruit which is tevel to his friend. I raise the you should run after him, get it back, and fix it. So you can't find him. If you know that the fruit is still extant, take maaser from your own fruit on it. And not, and it's for class, if they're not still extant, you obviously don't take maaser. So if it's a suffix, if they are still exist or don't exist at this point, so in that case, you take maaser from them. The korei shein l'maasur sehem, and you give a name to the maaser. Name Moshe explains. When a suffix gazeh, nisha suffix maaser shedin ha-maaser rishon maaser ani k'Hashem v'eintzuk l'hafrish. So korei shein, but you don't have to set them aside. No, we don't have to give them to the Levi or the ani. So motzim chaver love araya levi, love aviraya. So there is a takon the rabbanon, but it's much more limited. What's the takon the rabbanon is somebody who sells tevel to his friend. If he can't fix the tevel by getting it back, so he fixes it without getting it back. So therefore, here it's a similar thing. Even it's not, there, the mocha no longer has an rishus, but since he can't get it back, he has to fix it even though he can't get it back. Same thing over here with this, with the case of maasering today, al tonight for tomorrow. The yeah, it's interesting that Reb Chaim wants to say that the maaser you actually. He says that the reason why you can do it on your friends, and the tevel you sold is the cayman even from your own. The cayman the schus gamur lechavero. The absolute schus for his friend to have the maaser taken off. Yochel afrish al shalo. V'chinami came the schus u'lamoritz afrish al shalo. So it'd be a schus lamoritz to take off from him on his. Yochel yikach afrish he can take and set aside. Okay, very big chiddush. Halacha base. Muslim is a ghost. They poured a cup for him, a similar idea, except it's not by solids, it's by liquid. Omar, he said, Mashani asi l'shai b'shulei kos, we're going to leave over at the bottom of the cup. Rei meiser, that's meiser. V'shar meiser, that's, in other words, it's 1/100th. The truma is meiser. Shar meiser samuchlo. The other meiser is adjacent to it now. Zesha sisi meiser also trumas meiser. The stuff which I left at the end, that's the trumas meiser. Meiser sheni befiv. Meiser sheni should be on the other side, the mouth of the cup, and it is redeemed on the money I have allocated for that. So it says, Marakini mas nisa le'inyan mezigas hakos. So the Redbaz means our name, it's Shtoseo, the Gra. The Kasha Losha Musgo. What does Musgo have to do with it? Musgo normally means to mix the cup. Shai Kamashal, the Inyan Mezigas Hakos, Davar Lach. We're talking about in the issue of Mezigas Hakos. It's not the verb, Mezigas Hakos, but it's the issue of a poured cup. And it's going to tell us that even though you can't say north or south, you can say that the top, what's left at the top of the bottom, or what's left at the bottom, and then the maaser sheni at the top of the kli. So again, let's see the Gemara. Kini mas nisa linya mazikas hakos mano kayamim. So that means linya mazikas hakos, right? It's not clear about the verb, the part of the cup, but in terms of the cup which has been poured. So the Gemara says, what are we talking about? If he says that it already should be now Trumas Meiser, so then it's a problem. He's drinking something which is Trumas Meiser mixed into Chulin, and how is he allowed to do that? The Bnei Moshe adds mikvar means that he says may achshav, right? So then that would take effect immediately. So it's meduma. How can he cook? Presumably he's not a kohen. How could he drink it? Vim ba'omer, and if it says l'kishashosa, the kohen changes l'kishashte. L'mafreya tevo l'kishashosa. L'mafreya doesn't mean retroactively, but it means from the beginning. From the beginning, he's drinking tevel until he gets to the bottom of the cup. So he's either drinking meduma or drinking tevel. Okay, this is the way it has to be to say. Ba'omer mikvar l'kishashte. It should be the Chumas Maisris from now at the time they drink. And of course, it's very reminiscent of the concept of Mikano L'Habel Mafreya. Right? In other words, it takes effect now, but retroactively as well. And here it's not quite the same thing. The saying is it takes effect from now when he actually says takes over Chumas Maisris the next day. But if alone in some metaltel, second, let's see, we have to do Ribaz here. So Ribaz says, V'omer kvar kshesh the perish b'shnos elzal she'eshoisa kol tipa she'eshoisa kol tipa she'yored lemata yeh chumas u'maisas mi'achshav. When I drink, every drop it goes to the bottom. Should be chumas meiser from now. Okay, again, similar to Yikano Habel Mafreya. So it's some Metal Harbe out Chumat Mei b'Shabbos. So by the end, wherever's the cup, it's Chumat Mei. And it's not right for eating on Shabbos. So how can you manipulate the cup? On Rabbi Lezer, Mishara Kol Shechulin. Besides, Chumas Meiser, you leave a little bit, which is Chulin. It's not them on, like it says elsewhere, Metallium Chumat Tmeya, you're allowed to carry Chumat Tmeya Ima Chulin. Okay, so it says, no, wait a minute. Below Damion, it's not comparable. There, Tama Tmeya L'Tzorach Torah. You carry the Chumat Tmeya in order to carry the Torah. Kabar Mahacha Chulin Tzorach Tmeya. You carry the Chulin in order to carry the Tameh, and that should not work. Rabbi Yossi Barbun, Imitz Yosa Min HaKos Kaddish. So it's Ribaz says the ha Eino Kaddish Hachuma Elo LeBesar Sheyishteh. U'achar Shesim Masak Yodim Min HaKos L'tu Eino V'Tavlo. So every time the Chumas Ma'aser only takes effect after he finishes drinking. And when he finishes drinking, he no longer can carry it. Let's put it down. Okay. I think that's it for today. Yeah. We're on Samazah.